Hey stamping friends, back again with another really easy fun fold. This one's really cool because you just flip up this part and it reveals the message down here. I really like this. It's just a neat way to spice up a card and just change up the layout a little bit. I created this little butterfly closure. You just lift up this one wing to lift up that flap, but it keeps the flap down so you can see the image really easily. So let's get started. We're gonna need, I'll post, these are all the measurements. If you want to take a screenshot of this, I will post these on my blog as well, so you can go back there and reference them. But you need a card base that is 6.5 by 5.5. You're gonna need a white piece of cardstock that's 5 1/4 by 4. A little piece of decorative panel. I just embossed a piece of cardstock that will fit here. And then you're going to need a yellow die cut. I use this die cut to die cut my original, but the image didn't fit on it. So I just cut a piece of cardstock to make it fit my image, which is 2 1/4 by 4 1/4. And we need a white piece of cardstock that we're going to put on top of it that's going to house our image. And I'm going to use this little dog this time. So this is really dependent on what image you're putting on your card. Isn't he cute? I love him. He's just so much fun. The first thing we're going to do is score our cardstock. And we're going to score at, make sure I'm at 6.5. Okay, you want to fold along the 6.5 line. You're going to score at 4 1/4. So it's going to be your standard card base. So this will fit in a traditional envelope. I'm not going to put this too far. We're going to need this one more time. And this is going to get glued inside. We're going to do our stamping on it. But we can already glue down our decorative piece of cardstock. And now I'm going to set this aside. Again, in my original, I found a die that would cut something with a decorative edge, and I really like that. But this image, if you notice, is a little bit bigger or longer than my original lady, and I didn't like how it hung off the corners here. So I did a little bit of troubleshooting. And what I'm going to do is take this die, because I still want that decorative edge, and I'm going to stick the part through the top, and I am going to die cut just this edge down here. And what I'm doing is centering the paper in the die, and I'm going to use a piece of tape to hold the die in place. So I'm going to run this through my die cut machine. Okay, so now we can pull off this tape, and now we have a decorative edge on our little panel here, our little flip panel. All right, so now that we have this all ready, I'm going to hold this down where I think I'm going to glue my dog down. You could probably do this, you could glue your dog down, but I'm just going to score along the top of this piece. How long this part is right here doesn't matter. This is the only part below the score line that you're going to see of this card. So I just kind of wanted to make sure that I'm centering my little puppy there, so I have yellow all the way around. Now, I didn't leave yellow at the top on my woman, so it just depends. This part is the creative part where you get to fiddle with this. It doesn't have to be perfect. We can go ahead and glue our puppy down to our panel. I have commitment issue, guys. What can I say? Actually, I'm going to move my dog right up so it's right up against that score line. I like the way that looks again. Scoot him up a little more so we can't see him, the yellow. Again, I like the way that looks, so we're going to go with that. So now we can set him aside. Alright, so I set this up in the MISTI. I put my sentiment that I want to show on the very front of my card. When life gets rough. So now we can take our inside sentiment off. And under here we can put, and I think we can do this part without this. That was just for the placement of the top sentiment. So for down here, Maybe we'll do it this way. We'll put it underneath. When life gets rough, remember I'm here for you. So we got our stamping all done. Now the cool part is we get to glue this together. This card is so easy and we're almost there. So what we want to do is figure out where this guy is going to sit on our card. And I like him about a third, because the rule of thirds, you know, is you want a piece here on this side and then the sentiment over here. So this is kind of where I would like him. So I'm going to flip him over and I'm going to put glue on the back of my yellow piece. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that to the back of my white piece. And that is where the flap is attached. Now I can take and put glue all over the back of my white piece. And we can center our white piece of cardstock in our card. And you could call that done, but I didn't like how it stuck up like this, so we're gonna put a closure here to keep this closed. Okay, so I went through my stash and I found a die cut of a little heart with a paw print in it, and I put a little piece of foam tape on the side of this so that I can anchor down. And I like that the paw print is yellow. You want to make sure you're not getting the foam tape onto your tab here, your flap. But now the little heart holds down the little puppy flap. How cool is that? So I can add a little bit of detail to his nose. I think I'm just going to add a little highlight here. And I'm just going to put my pens away. But there we go. We have two versions of the same card. We have the Raisin Lady, and then we have, what is this dog called? The dog is called Rough Life. And we have two flap cards. I absolutely love this, and they're so easy. Hopefully you guys will give it a try. If you do, I'd love to see it. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any ideas, let me know. And I will post pictures of the cards and the dimensions on my website if you are looking for them. Thanks you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.